Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most beautiful and life-changing books ever written. A book that doesn't just teach you how to live longer, but how to live better. A book that holds the secret to waking up every morning with joy in your heart, peace in your mind, and purpose in your steps. The book is called Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life, by Hector Garcia and Francesc Miralles. This is not just a book summary. This is a journey into something deeper, into yourself, into your reason for being, into the quiet wisdom of Japanese culture that teaches us how to live with meaning, even in the simplest moments. This book is not about money. It's not about big dreams or fame. It's about something much more important. Why you are alive. What makes this book so special is that it gives you answers that feel real. Not like motivational quotes, but like quiet truths whispered by people who've lived for 100 years and still smile every single day. They have no social media, no fancy clothes, no big achievements. And yet, they live long, peaceful, and meaningful lives. Why? Because they've found their Ikigai. Now let's begin this journey chapter by chapter, in the most simple, detailed, motivational, and powerful way possible. I will explain every idea with examples so that you feel like you're living inside the book. And maybe, just maybe, you'll start finding your own Ikigai too. And if you're serious about becoming the best version of yourself, if you want more powerful book summaries, English motivation, life lessons, and stories that help you think, speak, and succeed in English, then subscribe right now and join this journey. Because every single video here is made to help you grow in life and in English. Together. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Art of Staying Young While Growing Old. What does it mean to grow old, but stay young? This is the first question the book asks you. And it doesn't give the answer through science or statistics. It gives the answer through stories. The authors traveled to a special place in Japan called Okinawa, where people live longer than anywhere else in the world. But they don't just live long. They live well. They are happy. They are active. They are useful. In Okinawa, you'll see a 102-year-old woman dancing with her friends. You'll see a 98-year-old man waking up early to water his plants. You'll see a 90-year-old woman who still wakes up every morning to cook miso soup for her grandchildren. None of them are waiting to die. They are busy living. And that's the secret. They have purpose. The book tells us this. If you retire from life, your body and soul start dying. But if you wake up with something to do, something to look forward to, something that makes your heart feel alive, you will live longer. Not just more years, but more smiles, more peace, more meaning. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine two old men. One sits in his chair every day, watches TV, complains about pain, and counts the days. The other wakes up and paints small pictures for his grandchildren, writes letters to his old friends, and waters his garden with care. Which one will live longer? Which one is already alive? That is the difference between just surviving and living with Ikigai. The people in this book show us, it's not about what you do. It's about why you do it. You can be a farmer, a writer, a tea maker, a teacher, or just someone who listens to others. If you do it with purpose and joy, your life will be full. That's how you stay young while growing old. Not through medicine, but through meaning. Chapter 2. The Origin of Ikigai. Now let's go deeper. What is this strange and beautiful word, Ikigai? In Japanese, Iki means life. Gai means value or worth. So Ikigai means the value of life, or the reason for being. The authors explain that everyone has an Ikigai. Yes, everyone. But most people never discover it because they're too busy chasing things that don't matter. Money, fame, validation, achievement. Ikigai is not always big. In fact, it's often small. For a grandmother, her Ikigai might be cooking for her grandchildren. For a young boy, it might be playing guitar. For a shop owner, it might be opening the store every morning and talking to people. For a doctor, it might be helping people heal. For a writer, it might be telling stories that change lives. Ikigai is personal. It's quiet. It's something only you can feel. The authors share a powerful diagram in the book that shows where Ikigai lives. It lives where four things meet. 1. What you love. 2. What you're good at. 3. What the world needs. 4. What you can be paid for. Let me give you a perfect, easy-to-understand example. Suppose you love making handmade candles. You're good at it. Your candles smell amazing. People around you enjoy them. They make homes peaceful. And someday, you start a small business. Now people are buying them. That becomes your Ikigai. You're not just making candles. You're creating peace for someone's home. You're adding beauty to the world. You're doing something you love. And that makes your life feel meaningful. But remember, you don't need all four parts to find happiness. Even if you only do what you love and what you're good at, it can still give you deep satisfaction. Many old people in Okinawa don't earn money, but they still have Ikigai. A woman who plants flowers every day and smiles at her neighbors. She has Ikigai. A man who plays his shamisen, Japanese guitar, for the children in his village. He has Ikigai. They do something not for reward, but because it fills their soul. The real message of this chapter is this. Don't wait for some big purpose to appear in your life. Start by noticing the small things you enjoy. Start by doing what feels meaningful, even if it's small. That's where Ikigai is hiding. Chapter 3. How to find flow in everything you do. There is a moment when you're doing something, and suddenly you lose track of time. Maybe you're painting, and 3 hours feel like 3 minutes. Maybe you're writing, and words flow like water. Maybe you're cooking, and your mind is fully there. That moment, when the world disappears and only the activity remains, is called flow. In this chapter, the authors teach us the power of being fully present. Flow is not about doing something big or impressive. It's about doing something you love with full attention, without distraction. And when you find flow regularly, it leads you to your Ikigai. Here's a simple example. Imagine a man named Kenji who carves wooden toys. He doesn't care about fame. He doesn't think about Instagram. He simply sits every day, works with his hands, feels the shape of the wood, and creates something from his heart. While carving, he forgets time. He forgets his worries. He feels peace. That's flow. And through flow, he finds his reason for being. The book says, people who live long and happy lives often experience flow every day. They don't multitask. They don't rush. They don't do things halfway. They give full attention to small things. Cooking rice, cleaning the floor, writing a letter, fixing a bicycle. So how do you find flow? Do one thing at a time. Remove distractions, like your phone. Choose tasks you enjoy or want to master. Set small goals. Forget results. Enjoy the process. The world today is full of noise. But flow is quiet, and in that quiet, you will hear your heart again. Chapter 4. Little things that add up to a long and happy life. Now the book takes us deeper into how to live longer, not through doctors or medicine, but through small daily actions. The authors studied people in Okinawa and found something beautiful. They didn't follow fancy diets. They didn't lift weights at the gym. They didn't have expensive health trackers. They simply lived wisely every single day. Here are the small habits that made a big difference. 1. Harahachi-bu. Eat until 80% full. In Okinawa, people follow this rule. They don't stuff themselves. They stop eating when they're 80% full. This habit helps prevent overeating, keeps the body light, and slows aging. Example: instead of eating until you feel full, pause when you feel almost full. You'll still have energy, but no heaviness. 2. Plant-based, colorful diet. Their food is full of vegetables, fruits, tofu, sweet potatoes, and miso. They avoid too much meat or sugar. Every meal is light, balanced, and colorful. 3. Move naturally every day. They don't go to gyms. They walk, garden, sweep, cook, and move throughout the day. This constant, low-intensity movement keeps their joints healthy and their minds active. 4. Sleep well. Wake up early. They go to sleep early and rise with the sun. They follow the rhythm of nature, not artificial lights. 5. Strong social connections. They spend time with friends. They belong to small groups called moai, where everyone supports each other emotionally and financially. They never feel alone. 6. Gratitude and positivity. They give thanks for their food, their friends, the sun, and even the rain. They don't focus on what's missing. They feel lucky to be alive, even if life is simple. These are not secrets. These are choices. Small, repeated choices. And together, they build a life that is long, peaceful, and joyful. The lesson here is clear. Longevity is not built in a hospital. It is built in your daily habits. One small action, one peaceful meal, one walk, one smile. Every day. Chapter 5. The Power of a Calm Mind. Stress is a silent killer. You may not see it, but it eats your energy, your sleep, your digestion, your heart, and your happiness. This chapter teaches us how Japanese elders protect themselves from stress, not by avoiding problems, but by protecting their mind. Here's how they do it. 1. They don't rush. In Okinawa, no one is in a hurry. They don't live by the clock. They enjoy slow mornings, peaceful walks, quiet tea. Modern life teaches you to be fast, but a fast life creates a fast death. Slowing down brings peace back into your soul. 2. They practice mindfulness. They live in the moment. If they're eating, they taste the food fully. If they're gardening, they feel the soil in their hands. They are fully present, not lost in their phones or worries. 3. They do breathing exercises. Simple breathing techniques calm the heart. Inhale deeply. Hold. Exhale slowly. They breathe with awareness, and it soothes their nerves. 4. They accept life. They don't fight aging. They don't get angry at little things. They flow with life, like a river flows with water. They accept what they cannot control and focus on what they can. Let's take an example. A woman named Haru, age 92, was asked, "Do you get worried when something goes wrong?" She smiled and said, "If I can fix it, I do. If I can't, I drink tea and let it pass." This is the wisdom of a calm mind, because when your mind is calm, your body heals. When your heart is peaceful, your relationships improve. When your breath is steady, your thoughts become clear. And when you are calm, your Ikigai becomes easier to see. Chapter 6. Lessons from the World's Blue Zones. In this chapter, the authors zoom out from Japan and take us to other parts of the world where people also live extremely long, healthy, and happy lives. These places are called blue zones. There are 5 blue zones in the world. 1. Okinawa, Japan. 2. Sardinia, Italy. 3. Loma Linda, California, USA. 4. Nicoya Peninsula, Costa Rica. 5. Ikaria, Greece. These people have no magic pill, no secret medicine. But their habits, environment, mindset, and Ikigai-style living help them live well beyond 90, even 100 years. Let's look at the common traits these places share. 1. Purpose is a daily habit. In Okinawa, they call it Ikigai. In Nicoya, they call it Plan de Vida. Different names, same truth. People wake up with purpose. No one sits and waits to die. They contribute, care, grow, and give. Even at age 95, a woman might be making coffee for her neighbors. Even at 100, a man might be fixing his bicycle. They don't stop, they live. 2. Strong social circles. Blue Zone elders are not alone. They spend time with family and friends, walk together, cook together, talk, laugh, remember. In Okinawa, they belong to small support groups called moai, close circles that stick together for life. When one person is in need, the others help without being asked. Loneliness kills, but love heals. 3. Natural movement. No one goes to the gym. They move because life asks them to. Gardening, walking to a neighbor's house, kneading dough, sweeping the floor. This kind of natural, low-intensity movement keeps the body strong for decades. 4. Simple food. No heavy meals, no fast food, no obsession with protein or calories. Instead, fresh vegetables, beans, whole grains, olive oil, tea, and very little sugar or meat. In Okinawa, people eat mostly plants and follow the rule harahachi-bu. Stop eating when you're 80% full. This is not a diet. It's a way of living. 5. Peaceful mindset. They are not chasing something all the time. They live slowly. They breathe. They pray or meditate. They accept life as it is, and this mental peace keeps the body healthy. The lesson is clear. If you want a long life, don't chase more. Build a better lifestyle with less. Less stress, less rush, less noise. More meaning, more connection, more peace. Chapter 7. Movement, even just a little, is the secret of long life. This chapter is a wake-up call. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need equipment or apps. You don't need motivation from outside. You just need to move your body every single day. In Okinawa, the oldest people don't sit still all day. They keep moving lightly, sweeping, stretching, standing, walking, cooking, planting, or even dancing. Here are the kinds of movement that add years to your life. 1. Daily walking. Even a slow walk for 20 to 30 minutes keeps the heart strong, the legs active, and the mind calm. It also gives you time to think, breathe, and reset. 2. Gentle exercises. The elders in Okinawa practice a kind of soft exercise, similar to Tai Chi. These are simple, slow, mindful movements. They keep the body flexible and the joints healthy. The book gives an example. A 102-year-old woman who stretches every morning with a smile. Not because she has to, but because it brings her joy. 3. No sitting for too long. Modern life makes you sit for hours, in front of your computer, on your couch, in your car. But the body was not made for stillness. When you sit too long, energy stops flowing, your muscles weaken, your mood drops. The solution? Stand up every hour, move around, stretch, breathe. Even for 2 minutes. 4. Make movement a ritual. Don't wait to feel like exercising. Make it part of your life rhythm, just like brushing your teeth or making your bed. Start small, 5 stretches in the morning, a short walk after lunch, a few squats before dinner. The message is this: movement is life. Stillness is slow death. Even the gentlest motion, when done daily, becomes a medicine. Chapter 8. Resilience and Wabi-sabi. Now comes one of the most powerful chapters in the book. Here, we move from body to mind and spirit, and learn how Japanese culture teaches people to stay strong through pain, loss, and imperfection. There are 2 deep ideas in this chapter. 1. Resilience. Emotional strength. Resilience means, no matter how hard life gets, you don't give up. Japanese people have faced earthquakes, war, tsunamis, and deep tragedy. But they don't stay broken. They rebuild. They support each other. They bow to the storm and rise again. The elders say, you don't control what happens, but you always control how you respond. This is resilience. It's not about being hard. It's about being soft enough to bend but never break. Example: a bamboo bends in the wind but never snaps. That's the kind of soul we must build. 2. Wabi-sabi, beauty in imperfection. Wabi-sabi is an ancient Japanese philosophy. It says, nothing lasts, nothing is finished, nothing is perfect. But that's where beauty lives. A cracked bowl is more beautiful than a perfect one, because it has a story. A wrinkled face is full of wisdom. A cloudy day has its own quiet grace. The book teaches you to stop chasing perfection, to stop comparing, to stop trying to fix yourself. Instead, embrace your age, your pain, your losses, your scars. You are beautiful not because you're flawless, but because you're real. And the more you accept yourself, the stronger you become. Chapter 9. Finding your own Ikigai. And now we come to the final chapter, the heart of the book. Everything we've learned leads to this. How do you find your own Ikigai? You don't need to go to Okinawa. You don't need to live to 100. You don't need a perfect life. You just need to listen to your inner voice and take small steps every day. Here are the keys from the final chapter. 1. Start with what you love. Ask yourself, what do I enjoy doing, even if no one pays me? What makes me feel alive? What do I lose myself in? Even small answers matter, like painting, writing, fixing things, helping, cooking, dancing, teaching. That's where your Ikigai begins. 2. What are you good at? Everyone has some gift, big or small. Find it, grow it, use it. Maybe you're a good listener. Maybe you have a calming presence. Maybe you make amazing food. When you use your gift to help others, your life becomes meaningful. 3. Live with purpose, not pressure. Don't chase big goals. Don't worry about doing something great. Just do what you love every day with full heart. If you bring joy to one person, you've already made a difference. 4. Keep going no matter what. Your Ikigai may change as you grow. That's okay. Keep asking questions, keep moving, keep showing up. One step every day, one moment of meaning. That's enough. The authors end the book with this truth. Your Ikigai is already inside you. You just have to look. Not in the future, not in success, but in your heart, and your hands, and your daily life. This book is not just about long life. It's about deep life. It's about slow mornings, warm friendships, quiet joy, and inner peace. The world tells you to chase more, but Ikigai tells you, enjoy what you already have. Do what brings you alive. And keep doing it with love. Because in the end, a meaningful life is a long life.